Hello, this is Bridget Rau with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been subscribing and liking and commenting. It really does help me, and I've noticed like an increase of that on the channel. For a little while there, it was like teetering back and forth. But I noticed it was teetering back and forth around the time that I saw other readers and stuff being like, what the heck? Why are people messaging me, letting me know that they subscribed to me, but then they were unsubscribed and they didn't do the unsubscribing. So I know that YouTube does that. So it really does make a difference when people hit the subscribe button, like button, comment button, all that stuff. It really does help. All right, so I wanted to get your opinion. I know not everybody's going to care or want to engage in this, and maybe nobody will say anything. I don't know. But I didn't want to just go ahead and launch stuff without getting people's feedback. So I'm going to be doing Patreon, and I have several different levels that people can join, starting at $1.11 a month, okay? They were like, you shouldn't do that. Patreon was like, you're not going to make any money. What are you talking about? So I'm still going to do it because I had said it, and I was like, whatever. But that's how this type of stuff is. Like that thing that I do on here for like $2.99 a month, I don't get $2.99. I get like $1, maybe, you know. Most of what like accumulates over the month is like through people who watch the ads or other stuff. Like that doesn't really do a lot. But that's how all of these places are. Like even on Etsy, when I put something on Etsy for $10, I get like $7.72 of it. Supposedly, like they like say that when you put that in there, they're like you'll maybe make $7.72, but then they hold stuff and they keep stuff that it's way less. Like somebody bought something for $100 the other day, and like the next day they were like $77 is on its way, and I'm like, that's a big chunk. Okay, so as a creator, Patreon is a great way for me to be able to create income. And I know not everybody can afford everything, but I do have different levels set up for those of you who do want to be a part of it. And the first one, obviously at $1.11, it's not going to be massive. Like it's not going to be like, oh wow, this is so much stuff, Bridget. It's going to be a monthly overview. So on the first Monday of every month, I will be doing like where we're at and where we're headed for the month. It's like a reading for the whole month, and you'll get a YouTube thank you. Like I just said, thank you. Now in the credits of my videos, I'll be adding like, thank you to my Patreon members. Ad-free content. You won't have to look at ads because you're part of that. Early access to things that I'm putting out there. Like I know myself, I'll probably end up putting little bonuses in there and stuff, just because if somebody's paying for something from me, no matter how big or small it is, I always over deliver. And I feel like it's gonna help me in all the Patreon, in all, it's gonna help me to build a stronger communication and community, and a smaller one where it's like you have more access to stuff with me. But that one was called the Spiritual Seekers. The next one is Divine Seeds. The Divine Seeds is $5.55, and that you will get everything in the first one. That's how these work. As the tiers go up, you'll receive everything from those prior tiers. So at $5.55, you'll get the monthly overview thing, you'll get the ad-free content, and then you'll have weekly content, okay? So weekly, there will be the Mystic Monday thing in the beginning of the month. There will be a Wisdom Wednesday. There will be like a Twin Flame Tuesday, where it's basically a Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energy check-in. There'll be a Starseeds Saturday. Then the Divine Beings is $11.11 a month, and that's going to get you to the rituals and activations that I do in that month. So some of you guys know, like some months, I don't know how many of you know, because a lot of the times when I'm putting out a ritual or something, I put it on my Instagram stories, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to be doing a ritual if you want to sign up, and a lot of people sign up, but I do quite a few of them. Sometimes like one month we'll have a lot, some months we'll only have one, but no matter what, when you're in my Patreon for the 11/11, you'll get everything I already talked about, plus there will at least be one ritual or activation a month that will be in there for 11/11. I think that's a good deal, because I sometimes charge 11/11 for just one ritual. But if I put one in there, you're only ones that are going to access it. But if I put one like out into the collective, like say I put one on my Instagram stories for people to sign up to, I will also give you guys access to that because you're part of the Patreon. You won't have to sign up to extra ones. Unless it's like some big special thing, you will get the activations and the rituals. I don't want to like give you like $100 thing, you know, but it's like the smaller ones that I do on a regular basis that are like under $20 individually, I'll be putting into the Patreon. I'm committing myself to one a month for you guys. Plus, you'll get a 10% off Etsy code. Okay, so that means if I'm not having a sale, there's something that you want, you will get a little coupon code that it's given to you as soon as you sign up, and it will give you 10% off anything in my Etsy shop. So you also have that weekly content, the Starseed check-ins, the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine Energy updates, the Mystic Monthly update, the Wisdom Wednesday, and all of that. The next one is Divine Souls for $22.22. What this one opens up is a monthly like Q&A, where I want you to think about it in this way. Like when I go live on here and I do like those Q&A, like because you can ask me a reading question, I can pull out cards, or you can ask me other things and we can chit chat. I can go live through YouTube unlisted and put that into the Patreon, and only the people that are in that Patreon tier and above will be able to view it and communicate with me. However, I can also use Google Meet, where that allows us to connect with each other, and I can hear you and see you if you choose. You can also be like, I don't want my video camera on, but I do want to talk to you, you know. So that's another thing. What I mean is, like, as I'm building this, I'm going to communicate with you guys and figure out what works best. Like, do you guys like to communicate with me? I feel like this is going to give people an opportunity to get to talk to me, you know, and because I know a lot of people have been asking me like, hey, can you do what you did before, like when I did the High Priestess Mystery School, and we would all get together like once a week and we would all chitty chat and I would teach them things and ask me stuff, and they really liked that. And I've had people asking for that. So this would be like an opportunity to have that. You can ask me whatever you want, and it will be done once a month. And then you'll also get those rituals and activations. You get the 10% off code, you get the weekly content, and all of that. The next one is the Divine Masters for $55.55. And that is going to get you a private reading monthly from me. So you'll get a 20-minute reading every month. So whenever you sign up to that Patreon level or one above it, you will send me your questions or let me know you're open to receive. And from that time on, every month, we will figure out what your questions are, or if you're open to receive around the same time that you signed up. So it'll be like, you're getting a reading every month. You're getting the monthly Q&A. You're getting the rituals and activations. You get the 10% off code. You get the weekly content. You get the monthly overview. You get polls. You know, there's other stuff too that I'm not talking about right now, like little features and things. That's for that one. Now the Divine Wisdom is $111.11. And this is when you open up to the exclusive teachings and stuff that I'm going to be doing in there. The first series is going to be for tarot and oracle cards. So every other Sunday, I'm going to go and post videos that are about teaching you the tarot, and teaching you the oracle, and how to do readings. And when we're done getting through that one, which will probably take a while because I don't want to inundate you and overwhelm you, I'll show you all the tricks and tips that I used, and we'll go like card by card, and you know, all of the basics, and then all of the more advanced stuff. And then when I feel like we're ready to move on to the next thing, and we can always come back to it too, I'll do like, I'm an advanced aromatherapist, so I can teach you that stuff. I can teach you candle making. I can teach you a lot of different things. I have a lot of stuff. I can teach you about crystals. I can show you the epoxy stuff, like whatever you want. That's another thing. It's like when you're in here, we're doing those Q&As, because you'll be getting those Q&As. You'll be getting those private readings every month. We'll be communicating with each other. You'll have those rituals, you have the weekly and the monthly content. I will get to communicate with you guys and figure out what you want, like polls and stuff, like, you know, what do you want the next series to be? So we'll be working together to come out with what's coming. Now, off the get, because at first I was like, maybe I'll just like fatten it up with a bunch of stuff in there. I was going to put like all the Moon key rights in there and all the Nooster rights in there and all the star rights in there for $111 a month. But I don't want people to come around and just order 1 month and take it all, because like my Moon key rights in person around here is $5.50 and up. Right now, because it's online in the way that it is, where it's like I don't have to like physically do something every time somebody purchases it, I have it for $111. That's just the Moon key rights. There's the Nooster rights and the star rights. But what I am going to do is I'm going to add them in there like one at a time, so that it gives people a reason to stick around, but it also gives reason another benefit. You know, it's like another benefit. Like if you're in here and you've been thinking about, you know, like you want to do the one-on-one, you want the reading, you want all this other stuff, and you've been thinking about doing the Nooster rights, you've been thinking about doing the Moon key rights, you wanted to do the Moon key rights, but you were like, you're not sure if you're going to have questions and things like that. This will give you that opportunity because of those Q&As with me, where it's like, I'm going to put the healers right in there, which is the first of the 9, and then like a week later I'll put the second one in there, and you'll have time to process it, and every month we'll have a chance to communicate. So I feel like I'm going to do it like that. I think I'll bump it up with putting all of the star rights in there to start at the $111 one, but I'm going to let at least a month go by before I start putting more rights in there, because there's 4 star rights, so it's like 1 a week until they're all put in there. And the people in the future, I'm gonna trust that my people aren't like that they're not gonna just come take advantage of it. The only one I don't really mind people doing that with is like the one for the readings, because I am trying to get away from having the website that I have right now. I want to eliminate that and just like keep to the Etsy and keep to like simpler things, because it's a lot of work for me to run TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you know. So like the Bridget Rau channel, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. There's a block there. I don't know. It's over. It's done. You know, I'll use the community board occasionally, let people know what's going on in other places and share my content onto that. But other than that, I don't know. If I feel guided to do something there, I'll do something there. But I can't commit myself to continuously posting on there. So that's that. Now the big one, the $222 one, there's one-to-one coaching that you'll get with me every month. It's a 60-minute coaching call, and that can be anything you want to be coached on. That can be shamanic mentoring. Like for $222 a month, you sign up and you decide, I want you to do the Moon key rights with me, I'll do that. If you want to do the Nooster rights with me, I'll do that. You want to do the star rights with me, I'll do that. You want to talk about your twin flame, I'll do that. You want to talk about your spiritual business, whatever, we'll do that. Whatever you want at the $222 one, you get everything we've already talked about prior to, and a one-to-one 60-minute call with me every month, where we can be face-to-face or we can be on the phone, however you're comfortable. You'll get the exclusive teachings in the classes. You'll get the first series, tarot and oracle stuff, and all the other series. You'll get the private reading, the monthly Q&A. So the monthly Q&A is also going to, I feel like, help for people to maybe find friends, you know, others that are, because like if you're drawn to me, you're probably going to be drawn to others that are drawn to me. I feel like that's how this works, you know, like that's your spiritual community, and it will give people opportunities to learn from each other, grow from each other, and build a support system. Okay, but yeah, that's that one. Now that's all I've got for right now on the tiers. I've been dibbly-dabbly in my mind about adding a tier for spiritual business, because I know, but I don't know, because I feel like I might, this is where I need your opinion. If there's anything that I have said so far that you're like, don't do that, let me know. And if there's anything that you're like, I really wish you would do this, let me know. Because who knows, I might do it. I'm a people pleaser, you know. And then for the other part, like, should I add another tier for the spiritual business, or should I stick to my plan of slowly growing that channel? Because there's a new business channel that I'm teaching, like all the back end stuff, like how did you set up Patreon, how did you plan this, how did you blah. I haven't really been active on it in a little while, but I was, you know, dying. I wasn't dying, I was just really not okay up here and going through a lot. But the timelines have shifted. I was like dancing today, cleaning today, we're all good. I just read The Freedom from Depression we've got the freedom from depression. I originally was going to grow the spiritual business thing. It's called BridgetRauDivineEssentials, and I've been teaching all the back end stuff of like what I do, even as far as like when I was doing the Amazon Flex rides, to make extra income, to make my life work, because sometimes as a solopreneur you need to find extra income, especially with the way that the world is right now. Back in the beginning, when I started off and our economy hadn't crashed, I had such volume and so much people watching my stuff that it was easy for me to make $10,000, $20,000 a month. Now I'm like happy to get $750 by the end of the month so I can pay my rent, you know, like, and it's been a struggle. So that's another reason why I'm like, okay, we gotta figure out some more things, because even with my volume, the people that are on the other end of that volume, they don't have the money that they had a few years ago. So they're not buying candles, they're not buying crystals, they're not, you know what I mean? And that's just the economy that we're in. But we can adapt to all of that stuff, and that's part of being in business, and that's just part of being on the planet. It's just it's a part of reality right now. I'm seeing all these circles over here right now, and it's reminding me of, I didn't even see it. I just saw the people freaking out about it, the Olympic stuff, but it's like literally doing the Olympic thing over here. So I don't know. If you got a question about the Olympics, let me know, or maybe I should look at it. I don't know. Let me know, do you think I should do the spiritual business level where it's like, I still have to figure out what I would put in there for that, but my original plan was grow that channel. When I felt like I was at the right place, I would put out offers for that, like with coaching for people who are like, I have no idea where to begin. I need you to show me all the buttons. I need you to talk to me. You know, like people came here recently and I did like a 3-hour class with them. And I like, so much comes out of me in those 3 hours. It's insane. It's like their whole, like, just so much. And I can even see, like, sometimes the lady I'm talking to, her eyes glaze over because she can't comprehend anymore. So I'm like, hey, write this down, you know, and I hopefully helped her. I think I did, because she's come back several times for that. But I was thinking about offering something like that, but I can offer that through the Patreon. So it's like just one of the levels where it's like, you want exclusive one-to-one with me, you know, because I'm getting rid of the website. So I might need to do that at some point anyways, where it's like, okay, if you want to have one-on-one coaching with me in any way, or private reading with me in any way, it's going to be a Patreon thing. But Patreon has added another thing at this point where you don't have to be a member of a tier. You can purchase individual products from Patreon. So I'll figure that out too, and maybe add like things on there that way, so that I don't have to keep the website going, which is very expensive, and, you know, run the Etsy and run everything else that I run. So let me know what you think. If you know, what do you think? Let me know. Last time I did a membership thing, I was so nervous about I had the highest tier be $44. And I was like, oh my God. And so many people signed up on day one for the $44. I was like, oh my God. So, I think a lot of people might sign up for $1.11 at least. At least. I'm not gonna make anything off of it, but that's okay. You're still there to support me, so thank you very much. In Renee, namaste.